Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hammersmith Apollo. Please put your hands together and welcome on stage, Dara O'Brien. Lovely. How are you? You good fun? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, how are you? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hammersmith Apollo. Are you in good form?
arrived. Thank you very much. Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you're watching this. I am at CTS Studios, Wembley, England, with my invited audience, and also you guys at home. How many right-handed drummers we got in the audience? We got a few guys here. How many lefties in the audience? Any? If you're left-handed, either turn the video around the other way and watch it backwards. No. Everything I'm saying is for right-handed people, because naturally that's what I am. I'm a righty. So whatever I'm saying, you just turn it around. So any right foot and left hand, you turn it left foot, right arm, right hand. So I'm going to cover a little bit of the areas with little patterns for people. How many people are just starting out playing for a couple of years, 3 years? Anybody? All been playing? Yeah? No? How many years you all been playing? A few? 9 months. Well, there you go. So, okay, what we're going to cover today is really sort of stuff on the lines for beginners or people that have been down the road 3 or 4 years that maybe have a little bit of a problem with the left side of their left hand working for them. Then what we're going to do? Yeah, I'm going to talk about a bit of stamina stuff. You know, for people that have been playing, I'm doing some teaching, right? And some people have asked me, why is it they get tired from when they rehearse and they play and you rehearse for 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months, whatever, and you go and do a gig. How many times has this happened to you guys? You get halfway through it and you think, gee, man, I've got lead weights around my wrist, or I'm using lead drumsticks. Now this can happen. I mean, it certainly happens to me. So I'm going to cover an area which is like pacing yourself, and we're going to get into that a little later. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring on another drum kit for you before we carry on. And we're going to play another kit for you. I'm going to show you a couple of patterns, and then we'll talk a little bit further about stamina and techniques, and some patterns and bass drum technique and all that good stuff. Okay. Anybody got any questions so far? Yeah, you, sir. How do I tune my drum kit? Okay, well, I'd like to introduce to you Steve Gadd, my drum tech. He's a geezer. Round of applause for the man, please. Yes! All right, that's enough. Go on. Go on. You know, that's enough. Watch out. Now, here we have. Anybody recognise this? It is a drum, yeah. Right. This is off my black kit from the Somewhere in Time tour. Remember that? All black chrome. Sweet, isn't it? Right, what I'll do is, this is the bottom head. I'll take the top head off. Right. Get the bottom head. Give him a little tweak up. Now, what I usually do, you've got to imagine this, is that all the top heads, because it's a 9-tom kit, floor tom 11. Sorry, 9 and 1's 11. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? 9 hanging toms. All right, 6 down through 16, 18 by 19 floor tom. So I'll take all the top heads off, starting with the floor tom. I'll work up. And we just tune up the bottom head somewhere in the sort of region of the note that I'd like to hear this particular drumming. Now, I'm sort of going blind with this at the moment, sort of from memory, because I don't have the others to relate to. But I'll tune it up. So it's pretty close to taking longer than I thought, to the sound. Now, obviously, the best people say, well, why do you do opposites? Well, the reason for that is sometimes when you put the rim on the skin on the drum, if it goes on tilted, so one side's lower than the other, what happens is it doesn't sit on the bearing edge properly of the shell. And you start getting these weird, like buzzing overtones, and they're very difficult to get out. So if you ever find that a problem, I know it's a bit of a drag, what I find is I undo them all and start again. Put them finger tight, till they're all square, and then just opposites, half a turn each time. So that's pretty much around the tone of the head, right? For that drum, like as a concert rack, see? Then I put the top heads on. And as in true Fanny Craddock tradition, here's one I prepared earlier. That's like that. Top head. Now, you can't really tell that you have to take the top head off because you're still basically getting the drum head reacting to the pressure of the air inside. So you can't really tell that note. But as I said, I prepared this one earlier. See, you can bend it, so you're not going to actually hear the note. So you get the top head on, and then you just do the biz. Tighten them up opposites, as I said before. Now, this sometimes doesn't happen. You know, you get a click and you hear it go ping. Now you've got to start again because the rim's not square. So you just tighten him up, keep him going. As you, bearing in mind, you do this on every drum, okay? So, that's been in the wars, look at that. A couple of tours there, right there. So, now as you hear that, you hit the drum. Now, a good tip is when you put a new head on it, you stretch it, and you push down. Well, some people stand on it, and that's a bit silly, because I've seen people do that, and the skin's broken, and they've gone flying out. It's like that. Salt and pepper on it now. So you just, basically, you fine-tune it then. You just get it up somewhere like you want. Because the skin is settling down, it's pretty near it now. So you've had, you do your fun. Now you imagine this is on your drum kit. So you've started on the floor tom, you work up. So you get the, I like to hear it like, as you know. Some people find that if they tighten, a lot of people I've seen and have spoken to just take the bottom head and just tighten it up at random. Now the problem then is it kind of can be too tight. And if you've got two drums that are different sizes and say the 14-inch bottom head's tighter than the 13, you see what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of problems getting the right tone between each drum. So it's nice to be able to... That's how I tune a drum. Right there. C'est la vie. Right. Moving on. Thank you. He's all. Here you are, mate. Now, as I said, that's the way I do it. You know, other people, as I said, got their own way, but that's how I do it. Now, moving on, I'm going to show you this here drum kit. Oh, by the way, we've got any girls in the audience? Ah, there's a couple up the back there, look. Did you girls come together? Yeah, I'd like to have seen that. Right, okay. Now, up here, as you notice, is a brand new drum kit introduced by Sonal Drums. This is the baby of the line. And I introduced this drum kit out about a year ago. It's called the Force 2000. Right? And on the top of the cymbals, we got the Peisty Formula 2000 series. I actually bought a Sonal drum kit when I was, my very first kit I ever bought. My mother and father bought me a kit before that, which was a Broadway John Gray kit. It was a bass drum, a tom-tom, and a snare drum, and one little dinky cymbal on a sort of sucker on the bass drum. But I bought some. Now, I would thoroughly recommend to anybody this particular kit. You can start off with it, you know, buy it as a starter kit, but you could take this in the studio. It's really got a nice sound to it. I'm using this, as you see it, the only added piece of equipment is this boom stand, which, as you will notice, is black. And it came from the same family as the drum I just tuned up. It does come with only one cymbal stand. So I'm going to play you something on here. Have a listen to it. Aha! okay. All right, now you've heard it. I'm going to show just a couple of passages that I thought was pretty good to relate in the left-hand stuff. Obviously, primarily, the best thing to do would be, because the right hand's doing so much work compared to this, you know, this one's giving it the welly, right? But this one's doing all the work. Now, earlier on I mentioned about being tired at gigs. How many people have actually felt tired when they've been playing at a live show? Yeah? No? Yeah, you over there. Yeah, I get this. Now, it's not, if you can strengthen your left side, i.e. sit there and go, what this is doing for you is, say you're actually halfway through a groove, and you think, hang on a minute, man, starting to feel tired, what am I going to do? So, or maybe, you're not tired, you break a stick, right? And you think, well, what am I going to do? So, now you may say, yeah, that's all very well, but you're playing on the hi-hat. It's different. True, but you might have another cymbal up there, especially if you play a kit like I do, then you can start using the cymbals. And also, the kit away from this, if you've got a bunch of tom-toms on the left side, you really out go. And lead with your left side. Now, the pattern by changing over, it's going to help you. So basically what I'm saying is everything you think of, start with the left side. So like a roll, for instance. Now, basically, my kind of style of drumming, and most rock drumming, is made up of 16 beats into 32. You know, and then it's a sort of a very... that sort of stuff, right? You know, nice fast fills, and I mean, also we need the space. But these are the basic makeup that go into making a real sort of rock basis for fill. So, moving on from trying to strengthen the left side, there's a pattern which is very important. It's to what I think is good. It's a 16 fill. Therefore, putting the beats, I can't, how many people in here read music? Oh, there's a chap down there. Well, you can write this out for everybody in here, right? All right. Now, and in terms of dots, I have no idea what this is. And my philosophy is that really you can learn to read music. It's all very, very well, and it's good for rudiments, etc., to be able to understand the basic and the makeup of a rudiment. But you can't teach fill by dots. I don't agree. It's got to come in here. So, you know, these things are really kind of important that you do these basic rudiments, but do them with feel. And then we can move them about. I'll just show you this one, and I'm going to go and move on to my big kit, all right? But here it is. It's 16. It plays, the accent is right, left, right, left, right, left, without breaking the... You see what I mean? So what that does is it's turning around. It's like a paradiddle, in fact, but it's not, because it's all singles. So it's and you start it with the left, like... Okay, you heard me there getting faster, and you think, well, you know, I've got to be able to play it fast to make it sound cool. But believe me, rudiments are not supposed to be played mega fast. I mean, it's only the better you get at doing them, the faster you can perform them. But always start slowly. I'm very, very, I'm always, you know, guilty of this myself, because, you know, I like a drum fill or something, you know, or a groove. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, great. I'll get it right for the first, like, 8 or 9 bars, right? And then I'll go and do it again. And it's all over the place. So it's very important to make sure that your patterns are played at a slow tempo, then build up to it. Never try it. I mean, even when you get it right, keep it lower, because it's much more difficult to play it slow, to be honest. I find that anyway. Now, I'm going to move on to the other drum kit. Here's one I'll show you, which is taking the 3 accent on the 16, what we went through, and going into 32s, and then bringing it back and changing the tempo. So let's go something like this. So it's like this. Let's see now. What that does for you is it's taking it into a different phrase from 16s to 32s into the fast single stroke roll. So that if you get songs in different tempos, you can actually relate to it into real time, if you like. Now, having done that, there's another pattern which is still working on your left side here. And remember, do everything starting with the left. And for you guys out there with 2 bass drums, I suggest that you do this with your left foot. And so, like, if you're going to ride, so I can't do it because I ain't practiced this, but it'll be like this, wouldn't it? Something like that. So you sit and you practice your patterns left-handed. I mean, you don't have to turn your drum kit around. Maybe put a ride cymbal or shut the hi-hat like that, you know, and ride left side. So you're going to strengthen your left foot up. It's very important for 2 bass drum players to make sure your left foot is as strong as the right, because you're still going to have the same problem that you do with your hand. Your left foot is nowhere near as fast or as powerful. So I do understand we've got a couple of double bass drum players in the audience, or 2 pedals anyway. Okay, this is a little pattern which is quite fun. It's just a pattern. It's 5 extra accents on the hi-hat, and you turn it around. So you start with the right or the left, start with the right, 5 accents, turn it around. It sounds like this. This is going to all make sense in a minute. Now, we're sort of moving on down the line now. We've put a couple of passages together for the left hand, doing left hand rides, etc., getting the patterns and movement on the single strokes, etc. Now, this one is just changing that feel round. It's a grouping of 5 accents, turning it round and reversing it. Now, once you've got competent with it, don't worry about doing it at speed. As I said, you know, just sit in 1 metre. You don't have to get fast with it. Put the bass drum beat on the accent of the cymbal, or the hi-hat, and then turn it around completely. So you're doing 2 accents on the hi-hat and 1 on the snare. And what this will do for you is it starts to develop the bass drum, going from a single to a double beat. Somewhat, we'll cover this area with triplets and quadruplets in a moment. But this is going to sort of strengthen the right foot as well. So this is what it sounds like, if I get it right. Now, what that does, you see, I mean, the faster you get with it, you're starting to get the... I mean, you're not doing that on a top kit, but your bass drum starts to work. So this is going to lead us in nicely now to ghost strokes. Now, ghost strokes, is anybody familiar with what they are? Yes. Well, what these are is you've got a groove like this. So straight groove. Now, a ghost stroke is when you drop a double in it. You drop a beat in, and it sort of puts it a bit more lively. So it's like this. So it's sort of the same feel, but with this little inflection in there, it starts to swing it a bit more. So they're nice to know, and they come out of doing a double, Dara rolls, which help you to get your bounce right. Now, moving on from that, you've got your basic paradiddle, which is something that I'm really useless at playing. But these are very important to an exercise that really gets your bass drum working for you. And I'll show you. People say, oh, man, it's so boring doing rudiments, right? But start moving them about, OK? So don't just sit on the one drum and do your rudiments. So do something like this. Start it off. Right, so you basically start moving it on a different drum. Then you do it with your left hand. Fell over there. Right, all right, so see what I'm doing is you're starting a pattern and you use your left hand, so that's going to start strengthening that up. Now, that's all very well, but then play it with your bass drum. Okay, so move the bass drum into what the right hand's going to play. So the right hand's going, sorry. Right, that's what your right hand's doing. Same, right, left, right, right, okay. Put the bell on and play the bass drum the same as the bell, or the right hand. So you get this. Who's had my China type away? What's she doing over there? Get out of it. What's she doing over there? Have a word with him. Right, now, so, OK, we've covered a double, a single, a double, paradiddle, right? The next thing you've got is your flam. And obviously, you start putting all that together, and you get your flamadiddles and, you know, the whittle on the wall stuff, you know. The flam is really one of the most common used next to the single stroke roll in rock drumming. I mean, you get a lot of press stuff coming out, which is sort of your personality and your character is where you put it. But most of the hard rock stuff, because we're hitting the kit so hard, we really don't have a lot of time to put the bounce in for two press rolls or mama dadders or double bubbles, right? So the next stage is where we go from there with the triplet. OK, we'll cover the flam, which is, as you probably will know, it's the right hand accents very lightly with a left hand, big power slide like, and then a right-handed, or whatever way round it is the left hand. Now it's a drum. Now that's just an exercise you can do at home to get used to doing a left or a right flam. Now you get a lot of that. So that gives you some idea of a makeup, how a flam would sound doing it in context or something. So, flams are very important. So the flamadiddle then, this is something that really gets me. I mean, I was only introduced to this a couple of months ago, and it's a very tricky pattern to play. So it's a flam. And so on. That's as fast as I'm going to get it tonight, believe me. Right, this is something that you can see. But again, as I said, speed is really not the essence. It's being able to know how to put them together and what basically makes up your drum fills. As I said, feel from here is very important, but the drum fill, the selection of where you've got like your 8 bars or your 4-bar break, which is your chance to express yourself, how you use it. We'll move on to that in a tick. Let me just show you something that I've really liked to express with the bass drum side of things. Now, a triplet, most right-handed players, I mean, I start my triplet off right, left, bass drum. It's nice to start it like this. Which is, I beg your pardon, which is bass drum first. Then you've got a left bass drum right, which basically then turns back to right, left bass drum. But because you start it various different ways, the inflection of the snare beat starts to change the feel of the triplet. Likewise, putting 2 bass drum beats in instead of 1 and keeping the top kit the same can completely change the whole sound of what you're doing. And this is a real good exercise to get your bass drum working. So you go. So all you've done there is this. So you see what I mean? It's totally changed it. Now, you guys with 2 bass drums will do it the easy way out and put 1 on each bass drum. Now, that's all very well, but bearing it in mind, do it with 1 foot, right and left. And then if you can get your left foot working like that, think of what you're going to be able to do with 2 bass drums. It's not just let the left one do 1 beat here and there and the right do all the work. So it's just a nice way of being able to get... All I've done there is I put 4 beats on the top and 2 on the bass drum. So you get a grouping. So it's... Okay, so slowly it's... So, take your triplet, start doing it, and move it around, as I said. Now, that one I find very strange because it's leading with the left and then going right bass drum, which is putting it a bit in reverse for me. So next time I see you, I'll work that one out and got a bit faster. But do it right, left. Bass drum, left, right. Then right, left, bass drum. Now, you might say to yourself, well, what's all this got to do with playing in a band and that? Well, how many people are familiar with Where Eagles Dare? Yeah? Well, if you remember, like the bass line, it's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? I mean, if I was to sit down and play a straight groove, it would have been something like this. I mean, it's bloody disco, you know what I mean? It's like, there's no, you know, if the bass is going da-da-da-da-da-da-da, I mean, you've got to play with it. Anyway, Steve turned around and said, I want you to play this. I said, oh, that's a nice line, because he played. I said, now I know what the guitar's doing. What are you playing? He said, no, that's what I'm going to be playing. I said, oh, really? He says, yeah. I said, what kind of drum fill are we going to put to that? And I was sort of like, hang on a minute, give me a couple of days to think about it, you know. But it's a triplet on the bass drum, basically. Now, at this particular stage in my career, I was like, I had a fast foot, but in the doubles and the singles, you know, and sticking them in all these weird places. But putting triplets in there was sort of a bit adventurous, and I weren't too sure about it. But as I said to you earlier on, this little passage of playing a paradiddle, doing the right hand, this is basically what Where Eagles Dare is, because all you do, if you think about it, and play the accents on the bass drum, what the right hand are playing, you can come up with pretty tricky patterns because the right side is all coordinated together, you know, it does help. If you try it with the left side on the bass drum, on the right foot, it doesn't work. It's sort of polyrhythm stuff, and I mean, you've really got to take a lot of effort to do that. But from a right-handed point of view, it can work out. So the Where Eagles Dare was this. Now, what that has done is it's taken the into the bass drum. Now, when you get used to something, you can stop doing the top work the same as the bass drum and change it, which is what I do now when we last played it live, which was however many years ago. I did this now, so sorry. So I'll change it around. One time I'll go, and then I'd write. Which just makes a little different flavour. It doesn't take away from the feel, but it's just letting the right hand take a few beats out. And it changes it, but in a nice way. But let me give you an example. When you think about when you're playing a straight groove, okay, when you play the cymbals and the top of the kit, you accent it with the bass drum. So when you're practicing at home or wherever, do little drum patterns where every time you do a major accent with your right foot, you put the bass drum in. It's something like this sort of thing. Messing around, that sort of thing. See, what's happening is every time you put a major accent, you put your bass drum in, so it starts to get working faster. Now then, oh yeah, I wanted to show you something. I nicked off a Billy Cobham. This is a cracker. It's a 3-beat left hand, 4-beat on the right. I'll do it without the bass drum, because the bass drum throws it into a different light, but this is what it sounds like. Oh, that's another thing, you guys. You've got to... What I found like with the band is that the harder you hit your kit, no matter how many lugs you have on the lug lock systems, there's very few that really work, is your skin's slacken off. So always, periodically, after every maybe 2 or 3 numbers, mostly the snare goes. You're playing it one song, at the end of it, boof, half the tension rod's hanging out, you know. So always keep an eye out on your tuning. Here it is. Uncle Billy, nick this one up with him. You see, you can only go so, well, I can only go so. Right. 3 on the left, 4 on the right. You see, you get that pattern come back. Now you can start moving it around the drum kit, which is always a good exercise. Sticking the bass drum in here and there. Well, sticking it in there, I suppose. So. Okay, so that's just a little mess around. So if you've got more than 1, 2, 3, 5 drums, because it's very difficult to do it with just 2 hanging toms and a floor. Need another one up here. So, anybody got any questions? Yeah, gentleman over in the corner. What keys do you use? Ah, good question, my man. Never thought anybody had asked. Yes. Right. Drum heads. Yeah. I use Ludwig silver dots. I've been using them now for quite a number of years, and I find that they're really nice heads. They're very durable, last a while. Sometimes they crack, snap, break, or whatever, like cymbals. Which is, as it happens, something that I want to talk to you about now. We've got here 17, 19, 16, 20, 18, Power Crash. Right, they're all of the brand new Signature series. Right in the middle here, we've got a 12-inch bell cymbal. That's it's more of an effect cymbal. It's just ring for ages. Lovely little cymbal there. Right here is a 22-inch power ride. Next door to it, next door, we're going to see in a short while how they made this cymbal for me, this one right here. This is a 20-inch power ride. Over here, we've got a 20-inch full crash. Do you know why they call it a full crash? Because any fool can hit it. Right, over here, the one that the man moved earlier on is my 22-inch heavy china. They make 2 types of chinas in this line, a heavy and a thin. I obviously use the heavy because I hit it hard. And up here is a 22 prototype. It's not on the market yet, but it's a really nice cymbal. I think Ian Pace has got a couple of these, and they're really nice, deep bottom ending. So I usually use a 24, used to in the 3000 series before this is the line I used before these. At the back here, 2 18-inch heavy chinas, and down here, last but not least, 14-inch power hi-hats. Now, moving on to the drums, these are the Sonar Signature Light Series drums. They're 12-ply birch shells, okay? And this kit you may recognise from the last Maiden tour. It's what I used with the 7th Sun tour. Serious drum kit, 12-ply birch shell, that's 7mm thick, although it's 12-ply, really nice. Oh, I've got to show you this. Got to show you this snare. Yeah, geezer, hold on to those sticks for us, would you, mate? Cheers, man. Oh, God damn it. Ah. See that? This is a 6.5-inch bell bronze snare drum. Anyone familiar with the Sonar products? Have you seen the 8-inch bell bronze and the Piccolo 4-inch? Well, I fancied something that had a bit more, you know, to it. And they made me this. It's a 6.5, it's the only one in the world. And it took me a bit of time to get a sound out of it, but I think it's really a cracking drum. Really nice. So I'm just a bit proud of that, because it's really nice. Okay, going back to the cymbals now. Just before we get on with that, I want to talk a bit about wear, tear and care of your gear, all right? I mean, we all gone through, we know what we've got to do for playing. You get a nice drum kit and a nice set of cymbals, and you've got to look after them, because they're damn expensive. I know I get mine given to me now, but believe me, I stopped buying them 8 years ago. That's only because I got a full endorsement with these people and I believe in their product. And I know it's very expensive. But here's a standard sonal tilter, right? Now, every cymbal stand you buy comes with a sleeve in it like this. Some are small, some are not so long. And they're very easy. These ones are pretty stuck on here, but they wear out. And when I'm talking about other cymbal stands, now what happens is you lose them. You've got your felt on there, right? So the threaded part, the cymbal starts rocking up and you get a keyhole effect in it. And then your cymbals, it's naff, it does your cymbal up, okay? So always make sure you've got these sleeves. Now, if you go to your drum store and a guy goes, yeah, man, I've got one of them, 80p, or a quid for a little bit of this. Don't bother. Go down your pet shop and get some of this. It comes in massive lengths. So all it is plastic tube where they put oxygen into fish tanks. And that fits snugly over there, okay? They're going to love me, all these drum stores, ain't they? So what happens, this wears out too, but the thing is, if you've got a whole great length of it for a couple of quid, well, every night you just make sure that you've got your sleeve on there and it will protect the inside of the hole in the cymbal. Also, there is a right way and a wrong way to set your cymbals up. If you notice my cymbals, they're all slightly tilted because they're so high. Now, the reason for that is, can I have a stick, mate? From when I'm sitting behind them, if they're square, if you imagine it's square like that, when you hit it with a stick, all the impact is going straight through the cymbal, right into the middle of the cymbal. So it puts very weird stresses within the structure of the metal. It'll only last so long and then it'll crack. So if you set your cymbal stand at a slight angle, it feels weird for a while, because it took me a long time to get used to it. This was going back a few years. And I was cracking cymbals all over the shop, you know, I mean, like, because I had them all square. So when you have it at an angle, when you hit it, right, the stick gets more of an angle across it, and the actual impact goes around through the cymbal. So it's very important to make sure that, A, you have the sleeve, and 2, that they're angled. Don't tighten them up too much on the crashes. The rides have to be tight. If you look at this one up here, I mean, it's pretty tight. It's not like a crash like this one. So I have to have a lot of movement in them. Anyway, I did introduce you to my cymbals earlier, and it gives me great pleasure to take you all now on a journey to Switzerland, to the factory where they're made. I showed you my 20-inch power ride that's up there, so we're now going to go and take a look at how they made this cymbal for me. As you can gather, it's rather wet. It was rather sunny earlier on, but nevertheless, we're still in one of the most beautiful parts of Switzerland that I've personally ever been to, and I'm sure you'll agree. We're in Knockville, in Switzerland, and I'm standing, as you can see, next to the sign of the Paiste cymbal manufacturers. And in this building behind me is the factory where they produce the Formula series, and amongst others, and of course the new Paiste signature line, which you've already seen upon my drum kit. So without further ado, let's go and see how they make my cymbal. Aha, Stefan, my friend, how are you? Good to see you again. I'm fine, my friend. Thanks very much. Right, just a word before we carry on. This short video that you're about to see is an edited version of how long it takes, or how to manufacture from this a cymbal. Now, there's no specific time given to, oh, it takes 6 hours to start to finish to make that particular cymbal. There's so many quality controls that have to be looked at that you can't time it. But for purposes of our video today, we're going to kind of have an edited version, as I said. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Right, after casting and rolling, this is what we get. We get the basic plate, which is like so. Now, this is the brand new, world patented signature line raw material. So I think it's about time we went on a journey with this cymbal, where it's not yet a cymbal, right? And see how they make for me this particular cymbal. So let's go. It's not like that. Now you see it. No, you don't. Ta-da, symbol. I'll see you at the other end, mate. Ta-da. All right. Oh, man, look at the colour of the damn thing. Look at this. Well, I'll be like, wow. Woo, it's hot. Yeah, you can fry an egg or two on that, I'll tell you. Now, we're going to... There you go. This machine here is punching the bell in the symbol. This is the only automated part of the process, apart from putting a hole in the middle. Wow, would you look at that? Man, that look good? Yeah, there you see the bell? Now, we have got a slight problem. We haven't got a hole in the middle. So I guess we better go and punch the hole in. Anyway, here's Stefan and I are here at the moment at this machine, which is going to punch the hole in the middle. As you saw earlier, we put the bell in the symbol, but we haven't got a hole. So, Stefan, if you wouldn't mind, thank you. Voila! Look at this. Thank you, my friend. Well, there you have it. The symbol with the hole. Well, wasn't that good? You think that was funny, don't you? Well, look at that. That's not bad as it happens, is it? Well, you know what? You guys out there think I've got a real good deal with Peisty, don't you? That they give me all my stuff. Well, they've got me making my own now. No, seriously. It is very difficult to hammer a cymbal. So, I think I'm going to hand you over right now to a professional so we can see how it's really done. As you can see, the cymbal is, in fact, a different colour from when we were upstairs putting the bell and the hole in it. As I said, we have to edit this piece of film, and we haven't got time to show it, but that cymbal there, which is my cymbal, has been dipped in a tub of acid to remove all the carbons, etc., and the treatment colours which it received through the oven. Now, Zeppy here, he's an old pro at this. Believe me, it's very, very difficult. It takes about 4 years of intense training to be able to manufacture the hammering on each of these cymbals. There you go. Well, I'll be blown. Look at that. Now, as you see, Zeppy's checking out the form, the pro form of the cymbal before he goes on and makes sure there's no real kinks in there, which there aren't. Oh, by the way, over here, let me just show you. This here is the master cymbal, which we'll be looking at. Now, Zeppy takes a look at the form of that and compares the hammered cymbal that he's just done on the first round, just to make sure that the form is right. We'll talk more about these master cymbals a little along the line. This is the first real quality control area, if you like. Oh, yeah. Go. Look at that. Wonderful. Okay, checking the form in depth, etc. Little fine. Fine tuning right there. You know, it's not just a case of just hammering it and looking at making it look even. It's making sure that the form is the same around the whole of the cymbal before it goes to the next stage. Great, excellent. Zepp, thank you, my friend. That's excellent, really. Okay, next step. We're going to go down to the hand. This is a hand hammering too. There is another stage of hammering. Let's go and check it out. Follow me.
Hey, we can smush to me.
Oh yeah, the prototype. Right. Cheers, Zep. See you later. All right. Oh, dearie me. You know, I don't have money about that. Oh, watch out. All right, John, how's the wife? Yeah, sweet. Oh, how these boys handle all this noise all day, I've no idea. Well, look at that. All right, Fred. Oh, Fred. Oh, John, how's the wife? All right? Good stuff, mate. Well, look at that. Well, now we move to the next stage. Paul, my man. The man who hammers it by hand. How you doing, man? Nicko. Good to see you again. How's things? Listen, my friend, I know you're in amongst the 16 power crashes, so the new signatures, but would you please be so kind as to hammer and finish that off for me, please? There you go, my friend. And I've brought with me the master. Here you go. Now, what Paul's doing is he's checking it out. He knows the depths and tolerances to this cymbal from the master. So he's going to make sure that it sits flat and that the cymbal is then going to be ready for the next stage, which is the lading. Now, every cymbal that is manufactured here at the Pricey factory goes through Paul or the other gentleman. There's two guys, there's Paul and one chap next door who I haven't met yet. Every cymbal goes through one or the other's hands as a hand-hammered, hand-finished cymbal. We've seen a hand-hammered cymbal, although the machine is actually pushing the pin up and down, that actually does the work, but it's still hand-hammered. This is the final stage of the hammering. Now, Paul was, there you go. Is he ready? Well, oh, that was really terrific. Now, that must go to show you how the other chap did his job on the machine. So anyway, thank you, my friend. I'll take the master with me. God bless you, Paul. Thanks very much. And I think it's time, my cymbal's starting to look better and better all the time. It's time for us to move on. Let's go up to the lading area. Eddie! Hey, man. How are you? Good. Could you turn my cymbal for me, please? Thanks a lot, man. Terrific. Well, right here, this is the last but two stage, if you like. Eddie's now going to spin the cymbal and lathe it. We've just been downstairs, as you've noticed, and we fine-tuned the cymbal in its hammering stage. And now Eddie is going to spin it a few times, which is really the last heavy process that we've got to take care of. You've all heard the groove on these cymbals, boys and girls, right? You've heard it. Now we're going to be watching it put onto the cymbal. In other words, what Eddie's going to do is put the grooves on the cymbal, finishing touches. Here they come, look at that. Whoa. Hear the groove, feel the groove, yeah. Wee-haw. Brilliant. Now I think the last stage of this turning and lathing is the cut and the bell. Wonderful, look at this. Shaping up that bell. As you know, the ride cymbals, they take a heck of a lot of the power of the stroke when you hit them. And one thing about these cymbals is that, and now there was the groove, the final turning system, is that you cannot overpower them. They won't reach a crescendo and you'll get weird overtones. This is the beauty of these new cymbals. One of the beautiful things. Eddie, terrific. Wow, look at that. Woo! Cheers, my friend. Thanks very, very, very much. That was a pleasure to watch you work. Well, we're just a couple of stages away from being able to hear this baby. So I think it's time we went and checked the last but one stage out. Hi, Avold. Hello, my friend. How are you? Could you stamp my cymbal up for me, please? Thank you. Well, Avold's just about, there you go. Brilliant. Stamping of my cymbal is now complete. Avold, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Well, now then, look here, you lot, people. There is my cymbal. Finished, stamped, logo, the story of my Power Ride 20-inch. Well, there's one thing left. One very important quality control that is left. You've seen the master that has been accompanying my symbol around the factory. We've now got to go and have this symbol tested. This is the last stage before it would be, in other words, shipped out to a store or to whoever would be buying it, but we have to test it. So let's go and see what happens. You're good. How are you, pal? Oh, good, yes, mate. Listen, my friend, the boys have just finished my symbol for me, and I would love it if you would test it for me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah?
Very nice symbol for you.
Oh, great.
What you do this?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, look here. Here we are, the final stage. Yoga is one of the two testers of the symbols. This is the final quality control. Before I play this, I just got to tell you that every stage of the symbol manufacturing process we've been through today, we've seen the quality control, i.e. to this master symbol. This was the master symbol that was designed and prototyped and then decided this was the master symbol that every specification from every other symbol had to be made to. Hence, they're all very similar. That is because of the quality control that has been through every stage. We've seen the fine tuning, we've seen the turning, we've seen everything else that's gone into it. A couple of areas we've missed, but anyway, let's hear this, baby. This is brilliant. What about that then? Got to get you cranked up here a bit now. Look at that was brilliant, wasn't it? That was really interesting. Anybody got any questions? Yeah, you sir. Good question. Yeah, I mean you've got a nice drum kit. Still, you've got to have something to hit them with. I mean, you can't hit them with your head all the time, can you? Okay, I have a pair of sticks here that are made for me by drumstick manufacturers from Sheffield, up that part of the world. And they're made by Shore Sticks, and they're American hickory. And they made a model for myself, and I'm very proud and privileged to have a good relationship with them. These are marketed, they do sell these, but they also sell various models, other kinds of sticks, and also, yeah, we got some bits here. Geezer, come over here. Will you welcome Steve Gadigan and Bill Barkley, Dave Murray's guitar tech? Yeah, lovely. Right now, look here. This is just a few, in fact, of, we've got a few other display balls, but we couldn't bring them all out. Is there something else? Over here, you see, they make all kinds of stuff. Timpani sticks, hand-sewn felt sticks, all down to all-purpose mallets down the bottom. You know, take that. Right, over here, these are the personalised sticks, like my ones that have got your name. You can get your own name put on sticks. It costs a few bob to get the die or the press that makes, you know, all the bits and pieces. There's a few. Who we got there? Filthy Thrashers. You know who that is, don't you? Filthy Thrashers. Yes, it's Lemmy's boys. Up here is all the line of every other kind of stick that are manufactured by, I think there are some more, as I said, but these are the main kind of areas. They're categorised by A, B, C, D, all the way down through 1A, 2A, pretty much on the European or American standard sort of sticks. So there's something for everybody here. Brilliant drum. They're the best sticks I've ever used. And I ain't saying that because I do a deal. I've been buying these for over 25 years off this company, and it's just nice that we've become to have a nice arrangement, but they are the best. I find that these sticks, unlike some other manufactured sticks, when you break them or they break, they don't snap. And they season their wood very, very well. It's really good quality stuff. And then they roll them, and they're really like dead square, you know? So, I mean, you couldn't see that, but I'm just making sure that they weren't bent. Now, and they're very good weight. And now, that's a very important thing to a pair of sticks. Sometimes you can pick a pair of sticks up, and one's lighter than the other. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? How many times that happened, yeah? Pick them up, Miss. Are you awake? There you go. It's your sticks.
Nicko, what type of microphones do you use?
Ah, good question. Thank you very much. Yes, actually, the microphones that I use are actually what I think are one of the best quality mics you can get. They're the same microphones as I'd take in the studio, and they're made by Bayer Dynamic. And that brings me on. We just saw the film about how they made that 20-inch ride cymbal for me. That was great, wasn't it? So let's take a little trip down to Deutschland, a little place just outside Stuttgart, and we're going to go and see how they make a microphone. I'm actually standing in the grounds of the Bayer Dynamic microphone manufacturing company here in Heilbronn, which is about 35 miles north of Stuttgart. Well, we're going to go inside in a little while and meet a few friends of mine, and they're going to show me around and you around the factory to show you how they manufacture microphones. I've got with me the manager of the advertising and marketing division of Bayer Dynamic, Mr. Heinz Vogel, and good mate of mine. We had a couple of drinks last night, didn't we, mate? Literally, never mind. Okay, Heinz, we have down on the table some very interesting bits and pieces. Could you describe what's happening down here?
Yeah, the parts are lying on that table. That's the parts we are using for the microphones or for the headphones. We just get the rough material and then we start to produce each part of that microphone here.
So everything we see on the table then is actually manufactured here in the factory.
That's right.
Everything,
yeah.
and so all the machining is done as well.
Yeah.
I'm amazed actually at how many bits and pieces actually go into making a microphone. I mean, I'm astounded. I mean, I get to just use them, you know. This is fascinating. So, this microphone, this is a 740, isn't it?
Yes, the MC740.
That's right.
One,
these are ones that I use for my ambient sound, overheads, and actually, as you notice, maybe you astute fellow chaps out there at the end of this video, I'll see the brass section are using these. 740. What else have we got?
And this, the 201.
Ah, the 201. That's my baby that I use on my tom-toms. Oh, this is a
422.
422.
Yes.
Right. This is my snare drum mic, everybody. So you know what you're hearing, that serious sound that my snare drum comes up with this, doesn't it? Well, I think it's about time. I think boys and girls, to run upstairs and see how they put all this together. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's go. Well, Heinz, this looks very much like the technical drawing area. So could you explain what happens here?
Yeah, that's the construction office where everything starts.
Yeah.
Before you build a microphone, you need a draft. And you can do that draft by computer or by hand.
Okay, over here, this looks like the drawings for the 480 handheld that I had earlier on. Is this the drawing for it?
This is the drawing for the TGX 480, right?
Wonderful. Well, of course, obviously, I guess once the drawings have been constructed and put down to paper, we need to take them down to the shop floor.
That's right.
And let the guys start making the microphone.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, thanks for bringing us up here. And
Okay.
I'm going to take everybody downstairs now
See you
and
later.
show them how they put it together. I'll catch you at the end.
Okay.
See you later. Right, people, here we are in the storeroom where they store the raw material. This stuff that's in here comes in from outside. It's contracted out. There's one other area, which is the wire that goes into the transformer of the microphone. That is made outside. Everything else you're about to see in the assembly process is made here in-house at the Bayer Dynamic factory. I used to do this before I gave up my day job. Well, what's happening here is the body of the microphone is being spun, and as it happens, I've got some here. This is before, right? This is after. Put that in my pocket. And this is the day after. seen Jennifer put the coil or the wire into the transformer, which was quite stunning. Oh yeah, here's one we prepared earlier. I've heard that one already today. And it's quite amazing, actually, when the intricate detail and work that it's almost like jewellery, you know, like watchmaking, isn't it? I mean, little instruments and bits and pieces. Thank you very much, darling. Well, there you go. The finished product. My M201 microphone, one of 11, which I shall be using. There is one stage left that every microphone that's produced here has to go through, and that's the testing. So I think it's about time we did the off to the testing room, don't you? Okay, let's go. Hey, hi Heinz. How you doing? Nice to see you again.
Hi.
Ah, Verika. Hello, my darling. How are you? Oh, Heinz,
Yeah.
This is it. This is the end of the journey, I guess. My microphone's finished. Would you ask Verika if she'll test that for me,
Of
please?
course.
Thank you.
Please, you test it for him? So I hope you enjoy.
Yeah,
the
it's
sound
been
of that
terrific.
microphone.
Yeah. Oh, I've got another 10 of those to go with that, so. Ah, Verika, thank you very, very much. Heinz, thanks for a terrific day, and thank you to
Thanks
everybody who's helped us out to make this film for the factory and all the governors and everybody. It's been a pleasure to see you. I'll catch
Same
you
to
again
me.
real soon.
Thank you for visiting us.
See you later. Well now then, that's it. That's the story of my microphone. So I suppose there's only one thing for it now, is to get this baby back to the studio. Right, you know we were talking about stamina, okay? Well, there's an area that you know, when you get a bit tired, okay, it's all very well. We're talking about being able to play left-handed and switching and changing. Well, that's all very well. But you really have to try and breathe through the show. So you get a song where, like, say, for instance, Maiden, I know it was only the second or third song into our set, but Infinite Dreams intro is really quite an easy, you know, laid-back sort of groove. Now, there's certain areas in probably everybody's songs where you can lay back a bit, right? Now, dealing with this, it's important to know these areas because when you play live, instead of in rehearsal, like, or what I was playing it, I mean, when the band come out later, I'll probably be going bananas, but in a rehearsal situation, you do give it a bit of welly, but you never hit the kit the same as you do live. Just take a look at this.